Hey guys, just tagging a few people, let them know not to forget. I've got some really great stuff to share with you guys today. Y'all know how I like to share the tips and tricks. I have pages of them and they don't exist on the internet. Did you know that? They don't exist on the internet. So the stuff that I've been coming up with, I think that you're really going to like. I really do. What I want for you guys to do, though, is to make sure that you have something to write with and that you take notes. When I'm through with everything that's on my list, I'll attach it to the files on the Puzzle Tumbler website, or the Puzzle Tumbler page. But until then, I really, I'm going to wait because I can do multiples with the amount that I've been putting together. Also, as we're going along, if you think of one that you can share with me, I have a pen and a piece of paper and I'd like to write it down and add it to the list. So how are you guys doing? Talk to me, tell me how's your weather? Ours is actually becoming really pretty. Like we're in our 70s and the skies are blue and it's just so pretty outside. I am trying to make sure I have everything here so that I can show you as I go along. So there may be times that I grab things as we're talking because it's like everywhere because I really can't put it all in front of me. But I have so much to share with you. So I'm going to give you 2 seconds to go get your pen and piece of paper. Really, Emily, I'm so sorry. Ugh. South Texas has its moments, but the one thing I do like is that it gets cold and then the next day, it's going to be really hot. So my daughter is in San Marcos and it snowed yesterday. And so today it's in the 60s or 70s with her. So it's just up and down and up and down. Okay, so I've given you your 2 seconds. My turn. Okay, so the first one I have to share with you, and I've got my list on my computer next to me because I want to look this way instead of down, is to take a piece of, we all have this hanging around, right? We all have sandpaper hanging around that just kind of takes up space. And we all have these. And we all have the moments where your scissors get really dull. So you want to make sure that when you have your sandpaper that you're not going to tear it. From now on, you're going to cut it because as you're cutting your sandpaper, you're sharpening your scissors. Didn't know that. It wasn't until I figured it out. But you're going to sharpen your scissors as you're tearing them. If you need to go back and forth, you can. But I would suggest that you cut in strips and save them in strips. You're also going to be saving space as opposed to big pieces of paper. You can put these in tissue boxes or old baby wipe containers and pull them out as you need them. But make sure to cut your sandpaper with your scissors so as you're cutting it, you're sharpening your scissors. Number 1. All right, number 2 is my favorite. Guys, how many times have you had someone say, ooh, I wish I could see what that looked like outside of the glitter container? Because you show them this. And they're not getting the right idea of what the glitter actually looks like because you're looking at it this way. And of course you want to take pictures and you want to take pictures down inside of it. But why would you want to do that? When you can put it on a popsicle stick. And we all have them. So what you do is just put a little bit of glue, stick it down inside, and then if you need to, take a piece of tape or a rubber band and connect it to this. So if they say, do you have maroon? You can say, oh, this is the maroon and this is what it's going to look like on your cup. Another great thing about this is you can save it if you're going to be doing shows and they want to know what kind of glitter you have. You can pull these out and they can go through them. Write the name of the glitter right here. And then that way they can say, ooh, I would love to have that maroon. Ooh, I would love to have that iridescent purple. The name of the glitter is right here. They know what the glitter is going to look like, and you can write it down on your order form. Here's another one. How many times do you show them this? Look, I mean, it's pretty. It's a pretty color. You know it's a pretty color, but now they know it's a pretty color. And we all have popsicle sticks, and we all have Mod Podge. That's all it is. A little Mod Podge, stick it down inside of it, and put it on the side of the glitter container with rubber band. Easy peasy. How cool is that? Okay, our next one is, have you ever had your glue from your hot glue gun, and every time you use it, you get these long strings off of them? And it's just irritating as you're having to do stuff and it's getting all over everything. Put your glue sticks in the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes before you use them, and they won't string up. Bet you didn't know that. I didn't. I do now. What happens if you run out of transfer paper? You know, you're in the middle of this really great project and then it's gone. Press and seal. This stuff's great. It's great. It sticks to everything, but it doesn't stick to your projects. It comes right off, and your vinyl comes right off of it too. You can weed off of it. You can do your reverse weeding and everything. But make sure that you have this hanging around your house because, dude, come on. We don't always have the expensive stuff hanging out, but we do have this in our kitchen because, you know, we have to have this stuff. It's just what we do. It's what we do. All right, the next one is Dollar Tree finds. We all find Dollar Tree finds. Did y'all know that they have these at the Dollar Tree? This is fantastic. This is great for holding scissors, for holding Mod Podge, for holding, and I'm going to turn you this way to let you see. That's how I put my glitter on the wall. I have it hanging behind my door. I have it hanging off the wall over here. It's not just everywhere. What I found was I was putting it in a drawer, and then I'd have to dig through it. And I was tired of digging through it, so I would order again. I have 3 of these. Now, I love the color. The color is great, but I don't need 3 of them. But now I know where they are because they're hanging on the wall. I can turn around and look at it. We keep all of our different groups together. So all of the fairy tale glitter is in one spot. All of the fine fairy tale glitter is in one spot. Mr. Nolan's glitter is over here. It's all in one spot. That way, if you want to turn and somebody says, I really want to have some gold, you can look. Yes, I have 2 or 3 golds. Here they are. As opposed to, oh, let me go dig through the drawer. So if you cannot find these at the Dollar Tree, and they do come with hooks, they're $5 at Walmart. These are fantastic. So that was my Dollar Tree find. And under sink mats, I have one under my turner over here. Nothing sticks to it. So as I'm turning my my cups and the epoxy is dripping off of them, it's dripping onto the under the sink mats. Now you can get the mats at Walmart, and they're pretty much non-stick. So as things are dripping, eventually all I do is just peel up the dry epoxy and the mats all on there again. It's all clean. You can cover it up if you want. I do that too sometimes because I don't feel like it, but there have been times when I just don't feel like covering it up. The epoxy comes right off of it. So remember that. It's a non-stick under the sink, under your kitchen sink mat. You can get them at Walmart. Here's the next thing. And I'm sure you guys have heard about this trick, but there are some who have not. This is butcher paper. You can also use parchment paper. When you use a chunky on your cups, you're going to put your Mod Podge on. Now you can do this if you're doing your epoxy method, and as it's turning, you put on your second layer. Now you're going to take this and you're going to put it around your cup, and then you're going to press down on it. Do not rub, because if you do, this will start to move and it can cause your glitter to fall off. Rub it down, and I promise you guys it's going to save you a step in the long run, because by doing this, you're not having to epoxy it twice and then sand it down, because your glitter is already down. 1 layer of epoxy should do it. Make sure though that you still seal it. It's not going to keep it sealed. But if you flatten your chunky glitter down, then you're saving a step of not having to do a second. Did you know that your epoxy likes to be warm? It does not like to go together cold. And if you noticed, if you put your epoxies together, especially right now with some of you in this cold weather, it is going to it looks cloudy, and that's because of all those micro bubbles. What you need to do is you take your epoxy. I'm going to use this one as an example. And it's preferably not your hardener. It's going to be whatever is not your hardener, and it should say that on there. And put it in a Ziploc baggie, because you don't want water to get mixed into any of your epoxy. I want to say hello to all those that are joining, just letting you know that we are talking about tips, tricks, and hacks. If you have any, please message me or pop them on here. Make sure you write everything down. When I'm done, I have 2 pages full, so that means you can have 2 different live feeds if I don't get crazy and do all of them tonight. Anyway, so you're going to put your epoxy into a Ziploc baggie before you put it in the warm water. And I'm not talking tepid, I'm talking hot enough that when you put it in there, it can sit for about 5 minutes. And what's going to happen is your thick epoxy is going to become thin. Then when you mix it together, thin epoxy does not hang on to bubbles. You're going to find that your epoxy, when warm, is going to stir easier, and it's not going to leave bubbles inside of your epoxy. So you're going to warm up your part B or part A, whichever one is thicker. You're not going to warm them both up. But remember, always make sure to put it in a Ziploc baggie, pull it out, pull your bottle out of the baggie away from your epoxy, because by adding water to any of your stirred epoxy, it's going to mess up your ratios, and it's going to be coming out sticky. Speaking of sticky, a lot of people have problems with sticky epoxy. And they always come, they'll ask me, hey, Jennifer, what do I do? It's sticky. Can I keep going? No, I'm sorry, you can't. Unfortunately, by putting epoxy on top of sticky epoxy, the underneath is still going to remain sticky, no matter what you try. Now, I have had sticky epoxy, and I let it sit for a week, and it did eventually cure. You can still try that, but otherwise what I would highly suggest is go ahead and strip it and start all over. You don't want the underneath to be compromised. They drop the cup. The outside is all that's holding it together, and it's going to shatter. So make sure that you strip that. And if you're going to do it right, especially if you're making it to sell. You don't want it to get out that you're handing out or selling inferior product. You want to make sure that you're going to be selling something that's what they want. Another thing is, you have people that say that they don't think that you should put any kind of heating lamps. Not true. Again, epoxy likes heat. It wants to be warmed up. I have lamps that have hooks on them, and they're attached, or I would bring it over here, but they're at Walmart, and they're $5.96. There's a little clamp. The only problem you're going to have right now is that you have to use the iridescent light bulbs, the ones that they're trying to get rid of. I use 60-watt bulbs, and as my cups are turning, I'm putting the lamps, sometimes one on each side, or sometimes just one. You don't need to be right on top of it. You just need to have that heat around the cup, and it's going to help dry out or cure up your epoxy faster. Now, you're still going to have your 72 hours before you can give it out, but at least it's not going to take as many hours to dry. Sometimes if you start at 9 by 5, you can continue on with your next step. That's a good tip to have. Okay, so we all have these wonderful things hanging around right here. They come undone. They drive you nuts. You only have one. You don't know what to do with it. Look at it. It doesn't want to do anything. It just wants to curl up. Here's my suggestion. Toilet paper rolls. Roll it up and put your toilet paper roll around it. This is going to keep it closed. We all have toilet paper. That means we all have toilet paper rolls at one time or another. This is going to keep it closed. Now, I have a box back in the back of the stuff that I normally use. You'll see it. Well, no, you can't see it, but it's back there in the back, right there. And it's the vinyls that I use the most. Now, the rest of my vinyl is on my wall with our IKEA containers, the holders. But if you're going to use these more than once, say you have a project to cleaning up after yourself, put a toilet paper roll on it, and it's going to stay closed. All right, next tip. You're about to cut something and you don't want things to stick to it. Baby wipes. You want to make sure that your scissors don't stick to things. Wipe your scissors down with baby wipes. Hello, Canada. Welcome from Texas. South Texas, beautiful South Texas. Before you cut anything that will cause your scissors to stick to it, vinyl, it has glitter on it, it has anything, wipe them down with baby wipes. Just like that. And it's going to wet the tips, and it's going to keep things from sticking to your scissors. Now, if you're cutting glitter and it does get stuck to your scissors because of them being wet, it comes off easier because it's not going to stick to things like epoxy or whatnot that's on here because you've got your baby wipes on here. I'm going to go back to something that I talked about before that I don't know how many people heard it, but these scissors are dull. I can feel that these scissors are dull. And everyone has sandpaper hanging around. Don't tear it. That's what I was doing. I was tearing it using just little pieces. Take your scissors and cut your, and as you're cutting your sandpaper, you're sharpening your scissors. Now you can take your sandpaper and you can store it away in an old tissue box or an old bag for your baby wipes, and as you need them, just pull them out. Oh, guys, wait till you see this one. You need to have a place to put your paintbrushes so that it doesn't go everywhere as you're using them, or you need a place to put them for them to dry, whatever. First off, as you're using them, make sure you have a cup of alcohol. 90, 60, 50, whatever. Just make sure you have a cup of alcohol. And as you're using it, turn your paintbrushes upside down into that alcohol so that when it comes time for you to clean them, that alcohol has broken up all the stuff that's on your brush. And then I use the Blue Dawn and soap. the Blue Dawn and water, warm water, and it comes right off. But I need to have a place to dry it. We all have these hanging around. I have a cup that fits right, these fit right into a coffee cup. And look at this, guys. And it's really great because it goes right down in it. No problems. This is a great way to store your paintbrushes. So one, they're out of the way, and two, they're going to dry correctly. Because if you don't dry them correctly, you're going to have to go out and buy more. And you know that gets expensive after a while. And then eventually you're going to want to have more expensive brushes. So here you go. We all have pool noodles hanging around, and we all have a coffee cup. So there's your tip for there. Here's another thing that I found at the Dollar Tree. Go get their bag of toiletries that you take with you on a plane. This is water. I have one for water and I have one for alcohol. This way, as you need it, you're not having to pull out the big jug. But you just pull out your little container from your travel bag and hey, voila, there you have it. Next, if you don't have one of these, I'm going to suggest that you go out and get it because it's another Dollar Tree find. You know I love to save money. These are actually in the makeup department. Now, who's going to use this for makeup? Seriously, who's going to use a silicone brush to, silicone, whatever you decide to call it, to put on makeup? Who's going to do that? That's like, but $1. Go and buy 5. And if they get ruined, you can throw them away. I use this to apply my sealer over my cups so that they can dry prior to epoxying that. But they do sell these at Puzzle Tumblers. But if you need one right now, head on over to Dollar Tree. They have a ton of stuff over there. Ow, I just poked myself. That really hurt. All right, let's see. Painter's tape. Guys, this stuff right here, they sell this at the Dollar Tree. Did you know the stuff that they sell at the Dollar Tree? Let me show you something else that they sell at the Dollar Tree. Eileen's Tacky Glue. I know, I get excited. I start throwing stuff around. Eileen's Tacky Glue. They sell this at the Dollar Tree. So if you run out of Mod Podge and you don't have $6 or $7, it's the day before payday, but you need some more glue, run into the Dollar Tree. They have this. They have this. They have the brushes. They have the pool noodles. Oh my gosh, they have pool noodles now because it's getting close to the summer. Go run on in there. Get your stuff there. And then as it falls apart, you can go back and get some more, or you can wait till payday and head over to Walmart. But this stuff is great. Use this to tape your vinyl down to. Everybody has one of these. And used to be we could run out and go get the stuff at the Dollar Tree to clean it off. Well, the people who sell these got smart and they decided they weren't going to let us do that anymore. So instead of getting rid of this, you have 2 things that you can put your vinyl down with. Painter's tape, or if anybody's like me, and they used to do any type of scrapbooking, this stuff is great as well. You can use this to hold down your vinyl. The best part about this is that it stays longer and you can use it over and over and over. Whereas once you've used painter's tape on something that has the sticky gone and it's got a bunch of glitter on it, it's probably not going to work as well. But these are also great for making really great straight lines. So if you have a clear glass or whatnot, let's say a wine glass, and you need to make sure that you have a straight line around the wine glass. All you need to do is fill it up with water up to where you want the straight line to be, and then you're going to use painter's tape around the top of where the water is touching. Pour the water out and you've got a straight line with painter's tape. Here's my next fun tip. We always have, because we do, and we're women and we always have them, containers that have the spray lids on the spray bottles on the top, and when they run out, you throw them away, you go get another one. Well, don't do that. This is very dirty and I apologize, but this came off of a Windex bottle. I took this off and it attaches straight to your alcohol bottle. If you decide you don't want to put this in a smaller bottle, at least you have the spray that you already have, because everybody has Windex. Everybody has something. Clean it out really well and attach it, and it fits right onto your alcohol bottle. Let's see. Shoe boxes. No. Tissue boxes. You have receipts and you need to make sure that your receipts stay together. The little receipts like from Walmart or whatnot, not the big ones that you print out. And you want to make sure that you have a place to put them. Put them in a shoe box. Put a little hole in the top. Or get a tissue box that already has the hole in the top. Shove them down in there neatly. You don't want them to be all tore up and crumpled, but that's a great place to store them. It's in a box that already has a lid. Did you know that you can clean your paintbrushes with fabric softener? Well, you do now. It's a great idea, and not only does it not smell like vinegar, it's now going to smell good, and it's better than paint thinner. It's much cheaper, and you can buy fabric softener at the Dollar Tree. Another Dollar Tree find. How awesome is that? Oh, guys, pull this side up before you get off. After you get off. Don't do it now. Stay here now. There's a place called Gift Card Granny. This is a site where people who have gift cards go on and they want to get rid of gift cards that they've received as gift or have sitting around, and they're going to sell them to you at a huge discount. And on this site is Hobby Lobby and Michael's. You can get a $100 gift card for sometimes $50 or $75. There's your $25 savings there. Then you go in and you're going to use your 40% off coupon. Now remember, Michael's also honors the Hobby Lobby discount. So if you find something, you have your Michael's discount, your Hobby Lobby discount, and your $25 that you've saved by going to Gift Card Granny. Another great thing that you can do is go sell those gift cards that you don't want. You can receive an additional 10 to 15% savings just by buying those and using your gift cards, Gift Card Granny. Oh, guys, so you have something really, really small that you need to sand down. I'm going to tell you what I use, if I can find it. All right, so another Dollar Tree find. We all have those little bitty earrings that we've been using because we all have been using the molds. But when you pull them out, you're going to have little edges on them right here. This is at the Dollar Tree. Why pull out an entire thing of sandpaper that you need to use on your cups anyway, when you can use the small emery boards that they have? I think you can get at the Dollar Tree, you can get like 10 for $1, or this. And this is great, guys, because it's just small enough for you to be able to sand your little bitty pieces down without having to waste an entire thing of sandpaper. It's just small enough, and it's perfect, guys. It's perfect for these little bitty intricates. It's also really good for the top of your cups, around the top. All you have to do is just lay this directly on top and go in a circle. Next, what else do we have over here? Oh, guys, so you have a mold. You don't know how much epoxy to use in it. Let's use this little dude for an example. You don't know how much epoxy to use in it. Put water in the mold. Then pour the water into, that's a funny story. I'll talk to you about that in a second, Rhonda. Pour your water into your little cups, your little medicine cups that you have, and it should tell you exactly how much epoxy it is to fill this mold. You're going to take the water that you poured in here and split it in half. That way you know how much of part A and how much of part B that you're going to need to fill up one little mold. I would highly suggest if you're going to do that you use it immediately, because epoxy doesn't like to be done to be used under 2 ounces. So if you're going to do it, do multiple things with your epoxy. Let's see. I think that's a great tip. I love that. As I said before, and that's from Deneen, make sure to store all of your paintbrushes in alcohol. When it's done, it's easy cleanup. All you have to do is use a little bit of Dawn and soap. And if you have, who uses the foam brushes? If you use the foam brushes to apply your Mod Podge or any type of paint, store them inside of a Ziploc baggie in the freezer. Then when you're getting ready to use them again, pull them out, allow them to thaw out, but they're not going to be hard, because if you haven't allowed any of the Mod Podge or whatever to dry on sponge brush. I do it all the time with Mod Podge. Sometimes I know I'm going to be using the same brush the next day. I'll just leave it on my table. I'll make sure all of the air is out of the Ziploc baggie, and the next day when I pull it out, it's still wet and I can reuse it. I can do that about 2 or 3 days before it starts getting a little funky. Let's see, baby shower gifts, make them unique. Have your guest and your friends sign a piece of paper or printable vinyl, and then when you get home, seal it. That way, all you have to do is transfer all of their actual signatures onto a cup. You can give that either on a baby bottle, a sippy cup, or a cup to the mother so that she can know who came to her shower, and it's something that she won't have to pull out later. I don't know about you guys, but I never opened my book back up from my shower. But by having the cup, you're allowing them to have the actual signatures on a cup that they can carry around with them. And you can have on there baby shower 2020, 2020, whatever. That way they can reuse it over and over again, and it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Few more to go, not many. Does anyone have any that they would like to share? I did see one back here. Let's see. Cleaning up spray glitter with Play-Doh is great. Rhonda, I'm scared of Play-Doh. I know. I'm a preschool teacher and I won't touch it. And they really laugh at me at school because it's one of the things. I'm scared of balloons and I'm scared of Play-Dohs. But I will blow up balloons and suffer for my kids during PE because it's really good for them to run around and pop them in the air. So does anyone have anything else that they would like to share with us? Because honestly, tips and tricks are really great because people they don't think about these things, and later on they go, never thought about this. Deneen, I don't know if you were on here. Are you still on here? Oh, guys, I want to show you something that I got at Harbor Freight. They have these at Harbor Freight. You can get an entire container of these for $5 at Harbor Freight. How awesome. Look at this. I sent some to work with my husband, but these are some of my favorites. These little tongs right here, they're awesome. And I'm sure you probably use them at work, Mindy, what you do. Anyway, Deneen, I was showing everybody the fun thing that you can use your pool noodles for, and it's to help dry your paintbrushes in a coffee cup that you have hanging around. I know that I have a ton of pool noodles hanging around. Lint roller to clean up glitter. Yes, now I do have that. And you can get these at the Dollar Tree. Can you tell I like the Dollar Tree? They used to pick on me. They called me the Dollar Tree Queen when I worked over at the Children's Museum. But yeah, these are great. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. And then when you don't want glitter to get on them afterwards, cover them up with press-in steel. Harbor Freight's awesome. It's a really great place. I try my best not to go there as much as possible because they don't sell American, but they do have a lot of great prices and they have a lot of great supplies there that we can all use. I do have a link on here that allows you, there's 160 free commercial-free SVGs, commercial-free, meaning you can use these in your business. And it is on here. I'm going to upload this list. Today I've shared with you 31 tips. That's kind of fantastic because these don't exist in the world out there. Okay, I found another one. I don't know if they still have these out there, but it's kind of great. And I'm sorry, I keep kicking my desk and it's making my phone shake. The photo with the big rings and they have the sticky paper on them. We talked about these right here, but you want to make sure that your people know what kind of vinyl you have at home as well. Cut off a square of the vinyl, print out a piece of paper with the name on it, and stick it inside of the photo books. And then you're going to lay it back on top, and that way you can they just have to flip through the photo book and see what kind of vinyl you have at home. Toilet paper rolled, held together, and use my glove on. What does that mean? I put two paper towel hold together, use my glove. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I've never used that. I've always used, I guess it's because I just have these in here. I have a huge box of them because of sublimation. And so I just use these, and that way if I've used them for sublimation and any of the ink transfers over, I can save them and I can pat them down onto the cup as opposed to throwing them away. Or I can use them later to catch my glitter, because glitters would stick to those. Shake it out over your trash can or put it in. I don't know if anybody else has this. Does anyone else have a orphan glitter jar? I've been doing this for 2 years, and this is the glitter that I've saved by not throwing it away. And I'm going to tell you what, I can't wait to put it on a cup, because I did it on something the other day, and it's actually really pretty. I don't even know what to call it, but it's my mixture of all the glitters that I've used throughout the years. So I really want to put it on a cup. Let's see, anybody else? Play-Doh, not going to happen. The brushes, yes. So I think that's it. I work on my bench. Oh yeah, my bench came from Harbor Freight as well. In fact, we just got a spinner from Harbor Freight. Oh, did you know that if you have, see, I'm going to read it to you because I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly. Do y'all have washi tape hanging around, and have you ever made a washi tape cup? Those are a lot of fun to make. But if you use your washi tape, I keep seeing this, okay, print words on a piece of paper and put your washi tape on the words. When you pull it back up, the words stick to the washi tape. It's a great way to add a cute note to boxes and envelopes. Also, you can use them to attach to cups. Use patterns too when you have a solid colored washi tape. That I cannot wait to try. It's on here. Haven't tried it yet, but if you do, please let me know. Okay, guys, so I've shared with you 31 tips and tricks. I'm going to save the file to the Puzzle Tumblers file page. It is a doc, and if you don't get it, yeah, Mindy, I threw some stickers away today that were for an old planner book, and I thought of you. File folders, yes, I've heard about that. And every time I do something, I go to look for file folders, and I don't have any here, so I plan on getting some, and I think they do have those at the Dollar Tree too. And if they don't, I'm going to talk to them about getting some. So I think I told you all that I've come up with. Oh, give your kids removable markers. I don't know if y'all seen the cup that I made. I went to the Dollar Tree and I got a coloring book, and I cut out things from the coloring book, and I taped them, I glued them to a cup, and then I epoxied over the top of it 2 or 3 times. And then when you go someplace with your kids, put washable markers inside of the cup, and while they're sitting and waiting for their food, their cup is not going to sweat like most cups do at a restaurant. You can pull out the markers and they can color on the cup, and then when they're done, you can wipe it off and they can start all over again. Then when they're done, you just take everything out. This is also really great for gifts for birthday presents. You find out that they like, and now I'm wishing that I cut and filled the whole thing up, but I'll do that the next time. I wish I had just stuck them all on this and just filled the whole thing up. So if you find out a kid likes some kind of superhero, cover the entire cup. Now, one of the things that I did do is I made sure to put tape on the top anytime a child is really involved. I don't like their lips to touch epoxy. So while they may go ahead and use a straw, you never know. So make sure that the epoxy is not going to be where their lips touch. But they have their own cup. You can put their name on it, put some colors inside of it, and use a coloring book that they really enjoy. And this is a great gift. And then you're making a child happy, and you're having a mom who's a friend for life. Because you give their child something to do in the back seat, or you give them something to do at a restaurant. And the Dollar Tree is where you're going to get your coloring books for $1. And I think they have the markers too. But to let you know, don't use nail polish remover or anything like that, any acetone. But if they use regular markers on it, at school we can use regular alcohol and it'll come right off. So if they don't use the right kind of markers, it's okay. So we've done the sharpen the scissors, the popsicle sticks. I don't know if you guys saw this, but if you take your popsicle sticks and you put a little bit of Mod Podge on them, this isn't what you're going to show your people. This is the gold I have. Isn't it pretty? No, you're going to stick this down inside of it and you're going to stick it to the side here, either with Velcro, that way it can come off when you're doing stuff, or put it on with a rubber band. And then that way when somebody says, oh, look, that's what it's going to look like on your cup. Instead of, oh, look, I've got gold. It's pretty, I promise. Do that with that. Same with this right here. This is really great. I love this maroon. This is awesome for Texas State. It's called Mr. Pepper. But you're going to show them this and they're going to go, yeah, whatever. Or you can show them this and they go, ooh, I really like that. Popsicle sticks. We all have them. We all have Mod Podge. That was one of the ones that I showed earlier. Want to keep your glue sticks from being stringy. Keep them in the freezer before use. Put them in for take them out and put them in your glue gun. And you won't have any strings. Do you run out of, you have a tape roll that you haven't used in a while and it's hard to peel the end off? Put it in the microwave for 10 seconds and it'll loosen right up. Make sure that there's no metal on it. Go vertical. Always go up on your walls. Make sure you go up. It's going to make everything in your room look less busy. Did you run out of transfer paper? The transfer paper you're going to use in its place is press and steel until you can get some more, either at the store, at Amazon. But if you have the press and steel, go ahead and use it. Let's see, give your kid the remarkable, okay, then I told you about all of my Dollar Tree finds. Put your receipts into an empty tissue box. Store glitter in your shoe hanging, either on the back of your wall, on your wall. You can also use this for your Mod Podge or your paintbrushes. It's going to keep things neat. And when you store your glitter, you're not going to end up buying multiple glitters. Customers or you can use a vinyl book. It's sticky. Go cut out small pieces of squares or circles in your vinyls and stick them to the photo book and lay the paper on top. That way you can carry them with you if you go to any kind of crafts show. You can have your glitter sticks and you can have your vinyl. This is what I have for you. That way you don't go out and have to go buy more. Sorry, I don't have that. This is what I've got. It's in my book. Swimming pool noodles to hold your paintbrushes. Toilet paper centers to hold your vinyl to keep them from unraveling. Printing words on a piece of paper for your washi tape. It'll stick to it. When you are finished with your cleaner bottle, make sure that you keep the spray nozzle. It fits on the top of your alcohol bottles. Always prep first. Always get everything ready as you need it. And in reach, that was for me. I need to remember that. I always have a habit of doing lives and not leaving anything on there. Did you know that warm epoxy spreads quicker, cures faster, and has fewer bubbles? Use a candle wax melter to warm up your epoxy before use, or a bowl of warm water. Make sure that if you're using water that you're going to put whatever it is you're heating up, whether it's part A or part B, in a Ziploc baggie because you don't want water in any of your epoxy. When you spread your epoxy, make sure to use your silicone squeegee. Buy those at the Dollar Tree. Let's talk painter's tape. Here's some great ways to use it other than making straight lines in a pinch. Use them to transfer cut vinyl. What? I didn't see that one. Did you know that you can transfer cut vinyl using painter's tape? It's not as sticky. So you can transfer, you can lay it down on top, pull it up. Your vinyl is going to be stickier and you can use it instead of your press and seal or any kind of transfer paper. Clean your paintbrushes with fabric softener. This is a great idea for those of you who don't really like the smell of vinegar or paint thinner. Plus, you can buy the fabric softener at the, everybody at one time, Dollar Tree. And it smells better. And let's see, remember these words. Gift card granny, write it down, go there. Get your Michaels or your Hobby Lobby card before you go. This is a great way to get an additional 10 to 15% savings on top of your coupons because you're going to buy cards that people don't want for a huge discount And then you're going to be able to use it to buy things that are at a full price. The cutforbusiness.com, I'm going to be uploading that with this. It's free, 160 free commercial use SVG cut files. When you have small items to sand, use a nail file. If you're going to use epoxy in a mold, fill the mold with water first, split it in two, and you'll know how much of part A and part B that you need to use. Have people at a baby shower, teachers' gifts, great. Have all the kids sign a piece of printable vinyl or transfer, or the clear vinyl, seal it, and then transfer it over to a cup, especially if you're doing a white cup and you want to do the clear transfer paper. It's great because then she has the signatures of each of her kids in the class that year, put her last name on it and the year underneath it. Sorry, I'm talking so much, my mouth is going dry. Store all of your paint brushes that you're using on a current project in a cup of alcohol. Thank you, Miss Deneen. And also make sure that if you're deciding to use it the next day, that you put it in a Ziploc baggie and store it in the freezer. The next day when you pull it out, it'll still be able to be used. You know, the artists who do things with acrylic paint do that all the time. It just saves a lot of time. They may want to continue using the same paint, but it's 11 o'clock at night, they're tired. Put it in the freezer when you pull it out. If you're using Mod Podge or a sponge brush, you can do the same thing. Stick it into a Ziploc baggie and use it again. 31 tips and tricks for you right there. I will upload these for you to have later if you didn't write them down. But as fast as I'm talking, chances are you probably didn't. And if you can't open it, let me know. Send me a quick message with your email address and I'll whip that out to you as well. So, does anyone have anything else that they would like to share with us? I can add it to the list. I will be adding the Play-Doh one. I won't be doing the Play-Doh one, but I will be adding it to this list later on. So, anyway, yay, Mindy, you're getting your laptop. Mindy's wanting to get into cut making for a long time now, and she's finally getting her stuff in, and she's been watching all of our videos and asking questions, and I think when she gets ready to do it, she's going to be able to really jump right in. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me again this evening. Have a great, fantastic time. If you haven't signed up for the Puzzle Tumblers exclusive club, please do so. For a really great price, you're going to get, this month we got 3 cups and 4 glitters. Plus, all of us who are on the design team, we design SVGs that aren't anywhere else on the internet, and they're not shared. So, if you have a business and you want something unique, we provide them for you. But you have to be in the design club, and they're only available for a month. So if you sign up now and you talk to Jessica, chances are after the 15th, you're not going to be able to get your box until the next month because it's from the 15th to the 15th. But we get on, all of us, at least once, maybe sometimes twice a week, and we do lives, and we teach you things that you can do with each of your cups. Show you right now. This is one of our cups and one of our glitters that you cannot get anywhere. You cannot get this glitter anywhere because it is exclusive to the exclusive club. And she sent out the 20-ounce traveler so that you can follow along, or you could do this later. But this glitter is exclusive to the club. You can't buy this anywhere because it's exclusive. Join the club. And finally, don't forget to go out and sign up for that cruise. Guys, cruise. Learn about cut making, 2 days of the cruise, and then you have another 3 days, 4 days to have fun, eat, visit Mexico, or do nothing at all, which is what I plan on doing. So, everybody have a fantastic evening. I will see you next week for some other additional. I think I'm going to be doing, I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm doing next week, but I'll sure let you know. If you have any questions and you want to know, oh, what about a zipper cup? Let's do a zipper cup. Yes, next week we're doing a zipper cup on Tuesday, 6 o'clock. We'll see you then. Have a great day. Be safe out there. Bye.